What up, everybody? So, finally, this month-long quarterback saga comes to an end. All those edits that people were saving for 3, 4 weeks, we finally get to use them. Cam Ward, to my shock, really, I did not see this coming. I knew something was cooking the hours leading up to it. I was like, you know what? I thought maybe it was more Will Rogers related because we know he hit the portal. I didn't know what to expect, but it was a surprise for sure. It definitely a great surprise that Cam Ward, after weeks of back and forth, we thought he was going to commit. Then he declared for the NFL draft, and then he hadn't hired an agent yet. And Mario supposedly was still talking to him. And look, after all that mess, I'm just happy Miami finally has their QB1, and we could talk about it. Finally, we can dive into his tape. We can talk X's and O's. What if he's gonna really sync up with Dawson and really fit this scheme. I think he will. Lots to talk about, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Mario got his man. And you know what? I'd love to come on here and tell you I never doubted Mario for a second. That would be untrue. I was very upset with how it was handled, putting all your eggs in one basket. But it paid off somehow, some way. It paid off for Mario. So let's chat about it. You guys tell me, what do you think? CANES is a huge getting Cam Ward. This is huge getting Cam Ward. Changes his mind about the NFL to go with Miami. Mario, let's go. Let's see. CANES coming. John, there's smoke with Jacoby George. I don't know if you're saying that or if you're asking me. Should Mario be looking for at least one more dominant wide receiver? Whether or not there's smoke with Jacoby George, we are, I think, looking for a dominant wide receiver for sure. And now bringing Cam Ward here will attract some of the bigger names. So that will help us a lot. So hype, couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that. I couldn't believe it either. I actually, I was taking a little nap, a little snooze in the afternoon yesterday, but like around 6 something. I woke up around 7:15 or so. Check my Twitter. I'm starting to, my phone's dinging. I'm getting notifications. I'm like, what's going on? For whatever reason, instead of checking notifications, I went straight to Twitter. I'm like, and usually when someone commits, and Saturday's a popular day for players to commit. We're in the middle of portal season, and usually Saturday's a popular day and 7 p.m. is a popular time. So I saw the time and I'm like, what if there's some news? So I go to Twitter and immediately the first thing I see is the official post, the edit straight from Cam Ward himself. It was a great thing to wake up to yesterday. See, I was at work, checked my phone, it said Cam to Miami. I lost it saying it for the year. Sit back and enjoy the show. Go Canes. Let's see. What's good, Canes family? John, it's great to be Miami Hurricane. Yes, especially on days like today. I love it. Flo, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, we'll talk later tonight. Hey, John, not that it matters now. Was Rodgers a better fit? I'm not so sure Rodgers was a better fit. I would have been very, very happy if Rodgers committed. He doesn't quite have the mobility and athleticism of Cam Ward. That's what holds me back about Rodgers. If Cam Ward was an option, Will Rodgers would have been a hell of a consolation prize, though. Experienced, big dude, tough to bring down. Good arm, great passer, smart. He understands the air raid scheme, and we would have done. Just put it this way: if Will Rogers was our quarterback in 2023, we would have won at least 9 games. But yeah, I think it's hard to say. I think the best fit would have been the best possible fit would have been somebody like Will Howard. If you're going just fit alone, not talent, not upside, just fit. Will Howard would have been great. Caden Salter would have been great. But I like Cam Ward, honestly. I like him for this offense. Putting all your eggs in one basket, and the Ward basket is probably what landed Ward. That's not a bad point. Showing him all that love and all that attention and saying, hey, it's you or nobody. Yeah, maybe that worked. This puts the pressure on. Hard to have an excuse for another subpar record next year. True. Yes, now the expectations are going to be much higher. John, how perfect a mentor for JB11. Ward is the perfect bridge. Yeah, similar. Well, I wouldn't say similar play styles. I mean, Cam at the end of the day is a pass first guy, but he is a good mentor for him. I would agree with that. 9 wins should be the bar next year. We're still a very young team. Let's see. Sit back and enjoy the show. Yeah, I did notice that, Adam. Listening to FSU and UF trying to spin this is hilarious. They're spinning this so many different ways. They were trolling us for not getting them, but then we get them, now they're spinning it. Really funny. But before I continue with the comments and the questions and all that stuff, let me give you my thoughts, my honest thoughts on Cam Ward. Okay. He was right at the top of my list. Okay. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But no prospect was. Number one on my board when he became available was Caden Salter. I think that dude, the ceiling, there would have been no ceiling on the 2024 season. I think that highly of Caden Salter, but that didn't work out. But I had Cam Ward basically right behind him, mainly because of what he can do as far as pushing that ceiling of what's possible for 2024. Whereas all the other guys, I would say the ceiling is still, 9 wins, maybe 10 if you're lucky, if you're really lucky with injuries and things like that. The Will Howards and guys like that. But if Cam Ward comes in and really gels with the offense and gels with his receivers, and we can get 1 or 2 guys out of the portal to really beef up that room and bridge the gap from now until next year when JoJo and Chance Robinson and those guys are ready to take the mantle, I think sky's the limit. I'm not predicting that, but the possibilities are much higher. Arm talent for days. Guy's got a cannon. His deep ball accuracy is second to none. I mean, I think he just throws just absolute dots all around the field, especially with deep balls. He's got a knack for the big play for sure. He's going to make the highlight reel plays. Another thing I love about him is that on the short to intermediate throws, especially quick passes, plays that are designed to go to one guy, a bubble screen, for example, a tunnel screen, a pass to the halfback out of the backfield where it's designed to go to him. Basically, you got to get the ball out quick, and it's got to be accurate, and it has to be a strong throw with some zip on it. He does that very well. Okay. He not only puts a lot of zip on his throws, the ball is right here. Okay. It drives me insane when the ball, if it's a swing pass to the running back, a guy in motion, or it's a quick little bubble screen and the ball is thrown offline or underthrown or it's thrown in a way that throws off the entire play. If it's not thrown right in your hands with zip, it throws off the entire play. The timing of the blocks is thrown off. Everything is thrown off. And it tips off the defense where the play is going. So I really love the way Cam Ward operates himself on plays like that. He's decisive, very confident, very much believes in his arm, which takes me to the cons. There's a couple, I think the pros heavily outweigh the cons here. I think, actually, I was just going to say it, and then I saw this comment here. I think Ward, I agree, puts butts in seats. He'll get you wins. Some of those teams that we played, like last year against Virginia, that game ain't going to overtime with Cam Ward. We're winning that game by 24 points with Cam Ward. That's the difference. Cam Ward puts butts in seats. It's going to be fun to watch. We will definitely have an answer on whose offense this is If we're not taking shots down the field, then Mario's interfering. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You bring in a quarterback like that Mario wanted, that he's going to have faith in. That's a little different. He's not going to. He probably, I would think, won't feel the need to interfere in the play calling. But anyway, the cons. He is very confident in his arm, which sometimes is to his detriment. Okay. He was behind, let's say, we'll call it a very average offensive line, average at best at Washington State. He got chased a lot, and his lack of protection, particularly from the tackles, was exposed at times. Go watch the film against Arizona. It was exposed. But he does tend to try to fit the ball into tight windows. He will sometimes throw the ball into harm's way. He only had 7 interceptions on the season, which that number in itself, that's not bad. If you could keep it in single digits for the season, that's pretty good. He also was responsible for 25 passing touchdowns and 8 rushing touchdowns. So responsible for 32 touchdowns, 7 interceptions total. Not something I'm too concerned of, but if he can keep the ball out of harm's way, if he can, instead of taking a huge sack, not protecting the ball, let's say, if he could just learn to throw it away, throw it into the ground, or take the sack and cover the ball up and make sure the ball's not going the other way, and just live to fight another day. If he can get that in his head and learn to do that more and just be a veteran, be a leader, and I think he'll be just fine here. Now, where I think that'll be an easy transition for him and easy for him to start doing that, because he will have a defense behind him that he can trust. Listen to this. Miami's defense was number 24 last season. You could look this up. Total defense for 2023, Miami Hurricanes were number 24. Total defense. And Wazoo was 78 overall. Okay. How about this? The running game. Any guesses as to, where our rushing offense ranked? It wasn't super high. It was number 44. Our rushing offense ranked number 44. Improved from the season before. Yes, not where we want to be yet, but it was ranked number 44 in the country. Wazoo's rushing offense, you want to know where they're ranked? It shocked me. 127. 44 ranked rushing attack against 127. 24th ranked defense, that I think will be even better next year. 78th ranked defense. When a quarterback has a better defense behind him and a better running game supporting him, believe me, usually he's going to feel like he has to take less chances. That's just logic, in my opinion. Let's see. Frederick. John, you have to read the Ward interview about the reasoning behind his decision to join the Canes. Is going to be a great fit with Miami and Dawson play calling. If we make the playoffs, it's because we win the ACC. I can't see us going better than 9-3 or 10-2. Yeah, that's still kind of where I have us, Adam. And the only reason for that is because we're very young. Now, if we go out and get an absolute freaking alpha stud receiver to throw to, and, let's say you still have Jacoby George, you still have, we already know we still have X. He's saying he's coming back. He's not declared for the draft or anything. And we use our tight ends a little bit, that can change things. Let's see how we finish out in the portal. But yeah, right now I have this as a 9-3 team. Because like I said, Ward does he has his things here and there he needs to work on for sure. He's by no means perfect. And I think the ACC is going to be tougher than people think next year. Teams like Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. I think those games aren't going to be easy. Louisville, definitely not going to be easy. So I could see us tripping up 2 or 3 times for sure. I'm not saying we're making the playoffs, but I'm not predicting it, but the possibility now is kind of there. If you catch my drift, if that makes any sense. Let's see. Someone check on Gary Furman and Manny Navarro. They've been trashing Mario for weeks. They're not the only ones, man. A lot of people have been trashing Mario for weeks. Yeah, FSC told DJU to wait until Ward turned them down before accepting him. Now they claim DJU is better. Yep. Oh, I know. I've seen the back and forth on Twitter. You want to watch a fun tape? Cam Ward's tape against DJU. That was a fun shootout. And that's a rematch that we're going to get this season, so that should be really fun. That's another thing I'm excited about. With Cam Ward, if it's a game that's going to be a shootout, it's going to be a high-scoring back-and-forth game. Maybe our defense just isn't, our defense is having an off day, and maybe so is theirs, and it's just going to be like 45-41. I now have a lot more confidence in a game like that. If it's a situation where we need a game-winning touchdown drive or a game-tying touchdown drive, I feel a lot more confident. It's going to be a lot like that 2020 season in that regard, where we have a lot more faith in our offense, in our passing attack, where, it's kind of like that Friday night game against NC State in 2020 on the road. De'Ara King throws for like 5 touchdowns and 400-something yards. We now have a guy that is able to do that. John, any thoughts on RB1 this fall? Fletcher's Achilles. I don't know what the injury was. I don't want to speculate on that until something is official. As of right now, Fletcher is my running back 1. But for whatever reason, if he's not available, I'm sure they're going to be shopping around for somebody to add to that room. You do have Trevante Citizen coming back, who should be fully healed and fully healthy now. You still got Henry Parrish. Now you got some of the young guys like Chris Johnson. You got Chris Wheatley-Humphrey. And who else is coming in? Oh, Jordan Lyle. I was like, Jordan Lyle from Aquinas. You're going to have a nice room. And then you just got to go out, maybe shop around and add one more guy. And the kid from A.J. Allen, the kid last year that we got from Nebraska. So you got guys. Hopefully Fletcher's okay and he's ready to go for 2024. Obviously, his health comes first. If it's something that serious, I hope he takes the time to really heal up, because the sky's the limit with that guy. But yeah, no, that would be my only question. If Fletcher is healthy and ready to go for 2024, that's my dude. John, are we getting Leland Smith, the wide receiver, or any smoke to any other wide receivers in the portal? He's definitely on our radar. And I think Leland Smith himself sometime yesterday posted a picture, I think it was with Kevin Beard, like an in-home visit. So no, definitely we're after him. I don't think he'd be able to come in until summer B. So he would not get, to my knowledge at least, he would not get spring reps. He wouldn't be able to come that soon. But still, that's a dude who is 6'5" and can run a ridiculous 40 time for being so big and has an insane vertical leap. A lot of people are after him, so it's not just us, but I would love to get him and maybe one other guy. Just because I think I just have a feeling in the wide receiver room there might be some movement. So maybe you go get 2, Leland Smith and one other guy. We need the running back Riley. Oh, Kevin Riley? Yeah. Fresh wants us to just go in and poach Bama's class, which I wouldn't be opposed to. Let's see. Didn't TVD throw 7 picks in 2 games? Huge upgrade. Yes, he did. And that's another thing I like. Whereas Cam Ward, if you look at the games that they lost, I watched the tape. Yeah, he was off in some of those games, but I don't think he played like awful. I don't think he was horrible. I think, he did some good things and some not so good things in those games. He threw a bad interception here or there, but then, he made some good throws and maybe somebody dropped one, or maybe his O-line wasn't really blocking that day. I think his floor is higher than what we experienced last year. Whereas TVD, unfortunately, when he was at his worst, it looked like he forgot how to play football. So I definitely, I agree. I think there is an upgrade there. Listen, don't blame Mario. More of a product of a bad quarterback. Yeah. Last year's season, the bad quarterback play definitely put a damper on things for sure. Do we get a wide receiver or two of the portal? Yep. Yeah, I just addressed that. Yeah, I think we get at least one, to be quite honest with you. If he has a bad game, it won't affect the next game. True. Yes. Here's an example. The Oregon game this past season, that was one of Cam Ward's best games. And he played Oregon on the road, tough environment, and he was very good. Some of like 2 or 3 of the best throws he made the entire season, which is saying something, were in that game against Oregon. It was coming off a couple of like kind of subpar performances. Guy goes on the road against a top 10 team and kills it. You know, they lost the game because Oregon was just way better. But yeah, no, that's a good point. Last time Mario coached a future NFL QB, he went 12-2 and won the Pac-12 and the Rose Bowl and finished top 5. Very true. These are facts. He might only be throwing 20 to 25 times a game if the running game and defense is helping. Maybe. It depends how much the running game is dominating that day. Better running game, better O-line, better defense. Totally agree with all those things. Let's see. Can we get any answers on why Young transferred? Kobe Young. In my opinion, that was a combination of probably lack of usage. I think he should have been throwing the ball more. And, just kind of the way the season went and also the young guys coming in. He's going to get a lot more competition coming in. I don't think it was mainly that, though. I think it was usage. Do we need to upgrade the tight end position? If Elijah Arroyo can prove that he can stay healthy for an entire season, no, I don't think we need to upgrade. He's really good. And, Riley Williams, a lot of people are bashing Riley Williams for this past season. The dude had like 3 targets the entire season. Like, let's not pretend like he's a bust already. Like, I think he could still have a very, very good career at Miami. And he did a hell of a job blocking. He was fantastic as a blocker, which is tough for a true freshman. Our schedule could be sneaky strong. Not as strong as this past season, though. I think it's going to be a little bit of a minor step down in competition. It's just there's not going to be like any slouches this time. Let's see if I missed anything here. I'm more concerned about Louisville. Louisville's going to be good, man. And we play them on the road, I think. Is Jameel Banks a 6'4" wide receiver from Wake Forest available? I think he still is. And I believe that there was interest there. Do you think we go after Mincy in Alabama now that Satan is gone? I definitely think. I can't confirm that one for sure, but I would think a call was made because it was Miami literally finished in second for him. We were right there. Of all the hats on the table, we were number 2 behind Alabama. And Mincy is a guy that I would take in a heartbeat because I think very highly of him. I loved his tape. Let's see what wide receivers you want from the portal. Leland Smith would be nice. That dude from Wake Forest, if he is, I think he's still available. Banks committed to Nebraska. Okay. Thank you, Birdstone. Yeah, him or who else is available? I know Isaiah Bond just committed to Texas. He would have been nice, but he's off the board now. Um, hmm. I don't know if he actually ever hit the portal, but I want to say his name, Kelly, Josh Kelly, Cam's number one receiver at Washington State. I don't know if he ever hit the portal. I'm just saying I like him as a player. He's a playmaker. But definitely need guys with size. I would feel more confident if Ward did not have a 5-7 record last year. Terry, please go back and watch the tapes of those games. I really don't put those losses solely on him. Where again, our quarterback last year, there's like 3 losses that you could put solely on him, or 90% on him. Josh, I thought Josh Kelly had gotten in the portal at some point a long time ago, and I didn't remember if he committed anywhere or not. Okay, so he's at Texas Tech. What's up, Chalupa? I committed to Texas Tech. I wanted him to. Yeah, I mean, in watching Cam Ward's tape, he made some spectacular plays. I really liked him a lot. Yes, Ricks is in the portal. With the 5-star from Bama IMG, we're going after. Are we going after him? Still think we need a DB. I definitely think we could use a corner, just, at least for depth. I like our starters. Porter and Damari, I think, are going to do a tremendous job. They're going to be a great tandem. Go out and get one more veteran. That would be great. Get a big-time wide receiver, which now it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be a lot easier than now that Cam Ward's in the building. And, maybe a running back and maybe like one more guy on defense, either an outside linebacker or another safety or a D tackle. You get me one of those 3, I'm good. Any thoughts on Shaz Preston, wide receiver from Bama? I don't have thoughts on him just yet. I have to read up more on him and look up his tape. So I don't have thoughts on him just yet. Let's see. We need another cornerback. Yep. Des Ricks would be a great ad. I agree. Capacito, do you reside in Kendall? Near Kendall, more south, like, closer to Palmetto Bay. Make one last call to JJ. Yeah, I think that one is pretty much done, unfortunately. Oh, we'd have maybe. Yeah, it would have been nice to get Ward and Jeremiah. That would have been great. For all those saying we'd have Jeremiah can ask out and come to Miami anyway with the current rules. No team is forcing a kid to stay. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Jeremiah is where he wants to be. And that's fine. We got some very talented receivers in the building already. Let's see. What else? What did I miss? Maybe, just maybe, Chance or JoJo come in and have an Amon Richards type year. Just maybe. Look, Amon Richards was a rare breed, but I also think Chance and JoJo are both rare breeds. I think between Chance, JoJo, and Nikar, one of those 3 will make an impact of some kind this year. I don't think any of them is going to be like a number 1 guy. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. I still think we go out and get a veteran, big-time playmaker, and I think we will. But one of those guys coming in and contributing, plus you got X, whatever veteran we bring in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And, Isaiah Horton. I was trying to think, who else do we have in the room? Isaiah Horton could be taking that next step. That would be great. All right, this will be my last one. Do you think Rivers goes back to guard or stays at tackle? I would leave him at tackle. Why mess with what ain't broken? There were questions about him going into the season if he can handle it, and he damn sure handled it. I think he did very well at left tackle. I thought he had a great year. So you get that guy, you don't lose him to the NFL, you get him coming back. That's massive. You're left, yeah, you're blindside. Are you kidding me? Yeah, no, don't mess with that. You know he's good. You know the floor is high there. Just leave him. I wouldn't mess with that. The way I see the offensive line playing out this year, obviously this is my way too early take on it, but Jalen Rivers, left tackle. You got Francis at right tackle. You got Inez Cooper at right guard. All three returning starters. Set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it. Only thing you got to think about is left guard and center. Now, Zach Carpenter from Indiana, you could probably pencil him in as the starter. They really like him. Unless one of the younger guys really comes in and blows away the coaching staff. That's possible. Mirabal and Cristobal scouted all those young guys for a reason. What if one of those guys pops? That'd be great. But for right now, I see Carpenter being the guy. He's not going to be Matt Lee. Matt Lees don't grow on trees, but plug Carpenter in, and I think he'll be at least okay. And I think right now it's all we need. And then at left guard, I think it's going to be either Tommy Kinsler or Matthew McCoy. Most likely Matthew McCoy. Some people think, well, no, maybe you move Francis inside the left guard, and I don't know if I like doing that. I want continuity at the tackle spots. If you bring back if you have returning starters at tackle, I think that's huge, and a lot of teams would kill for that. So leave the tackles where they are. Move Matthew McCoy inside. He's very versatile. They cross-train him. He can play guard or tackle. I think he'd be excellent at the guard spot. And again, you just need Carpenter to be okay at center, and there's your offensive line right there. Don't have to worry about it. All right, guys. That'll be it for me. John, what are the numbers? Seems like the roster is full. The roster is past full. The numbers are high. They do need to process some people out, but when the portal window reopens, I guess the next time it reopens is after the spring. I think I don't know if there's another window before that. That'll be the time for guys to seek shelter elsewhere, because they are going to have to make room. So yeah, they are over the number right now, as far as I know, by my count. All right, so now that'll be it for me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys. We got a quarterback. I'm very happy. This is going to be a very fun and very interesting offseason to cover. Spring football can't get here soon enough. I mean, we're two months away from spring football, which is crazy that it's already that close. But yeah, we have to get down to 85 by April. Got it. But I can't wait. Go Canes. Everybody enjoy your Sunday. Have a good night.